Hello there, vinyl community. It's Daniel back here with another update. Got a lot of exciting stuff to share with us. Been getting a lot of stuff to blow through. Of course, another hot, sweltering day in Florida, so gotta have the fine by me at all times now. So, I was gonna start off with 45s, but I guess I'm gonna include them later on towards the video. I just made up that decision impulsively, so I'll show the 45s I got at the end. So I just put them to the side. So I'm gonna start with the LPs. I got a lot of great stuff, and I really hope you guys dig it. I might breeze by these real quick because, you know, like I said, a lot of stuff to show. This is a U.S. first pressing of the Cheerful Insanity of Giles, and Fripp that I got online. Has the original inner sleeve. And of course, it's a promo copy because it did not sell very well at all. And it is on the DRAM label. Very nice condition copy of this, and I got it for a steal. I got this for a 2-digit figure, and I'm very, very happy with it. Great album. Not one that you see very often at all. And it's essentially before King Crimson was a thing, so great there. And then moving forward, I got Psychedelic Soul by the Freak Scene, which is just that psych group The Deep that recorded the Psychedelic Moods album in '66 under a different name. No original sleeve with this one, still need to get it one. Cover on it is really nice. The disc on it's really nice as well. I just have it in a poly sleeve right now. Yeah, really nice condition. Original red Columbia 360 label on it. I also got an original 68 copy of 13th Floor Elevators Live, which we all know isn't really a live album. It's just, you know, studio outtakes with audience noise overdubbed. And this one, really nice condition as well. So now I only need to bowl the woods before I have all original first pressings of the 13th Floor Elevators catalog. I also got the second and final album by American Blues, Do Their Thing. I also have American Blues is here as an original US copy that I found at a thrift store, which is pretty unbelievable and near mint condition. This one's like a, you know, VG all around though, and it's a promo cover, not a promo designated disc, but, you know, I still prefer the debut over this one, to be completely honest. The debut has a lot more psyche songs. This one's more poppy, but it's still a very great album. I also got this mono copy of Future by the Seeds. The last copy I had was a stereo copy that was fairly beat, and this one is in really nice condition. No pictures or cutouts with it because I know the copies came with that, but this is an original mono first pressing on GNP Crescendo. I also got a original German export copy of the Pussycats Pss Pss, and this is actually a Norwegian rock band. They're very, very similar to the Beatles. They have a early Beatles sort of sound and a phenomenal organ player as well. This one's like good all around. I found it in a dollar bin, but it's one I've wanted for a very, very long time. It's a fantastic record that you don't see too often, and a milestone for Norwegian rock music, so I'll definitely take it. Also got this Mobile Fidelity pressing of Bumpin' by Wes Montgomery. Yeah, it's got like a VG cover, but the disc on it is mint, and I won't use the term mint too often, but this literally looks like it's never been touched a day in its life, until now. But I have played it, so I can't say it's unplayed, but it is definitely a mint-looking disc, and it sounded absolutely great. I also got this 70s pressing of Robert Johnson, King of the Delta Blues. Let me take this out real quick, because add the sleeve and disc in the back. Cover on it's a solid VG. The disc on it is excellent. As you can see, it's just that label. I really want to get the original pressing of this, but it's kind of expensive, but not expensive as the original 78s. So great condition for that one. Also got this later 70s UK pressing of Raw Power by the Stooges. I still need an original of it to complete my original Stooges run collection. But, you know, this UK copy will hold me off just fine. It's on the Embassy imprint of CBS, and the disc on it is excellent. Cover on it's like a solid VG, you know, very solid VG, maybe VG plus. I had to re-glue it when I got it, but it still looks really nice. Back in the USA by MC5. I had this one on 8-track, but I didn't actually have it on vinyl. And this one's in really nice condition as well, like a VG all-around cover, you know, because the cutout has the original inner sleeve, and the disc on it is excellent as well. It actually has a scuff right here. I'm not sure if you could see it. I might bring down side one, but overall, really nice condition on. I also got High Time by MC5, so now I have their trilogy of the 3 that came out. This one is probably my favorite of the 3, to be completely honest. It is a great album all around, and I got lucky and scored both of these for a really, really fair price. So that's the original inner sleeve, and sorry, it had a hair on it somehow. But the disc on it is excellent, and the hair is right there, as I mentioned. Really nice condition disc. Finally scored an original Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix. This is an original 68 pressing that is auto-coupled. It's kind of an upgrade from my other copy, because my other copy was like early 70s copy, just on that solid orange label. And I'll only show one disc just to save time. You know, this is the auto-coupled side 1 and 4. Disc on it is like good plus the VG, but sounds great. Cover on it's good plus the VG as well. And got it for a fair price, so I can't complain. Got an original Hot Rats by Frank Zappa. I had an original this long time ago, but then I traded it away to a friend, and I've kind of regretted it since then. But this one, the cover's in a lot better condition. The disc is slightly worse than the one I had, but, you know, it still sounds and plays great. It's an original Bizarre label, blue label. And in case I didn't show it, it has the original Bizarre inner sleeve as well. The record store I always go to was having like 25% off on select new records that they had, and this was something left over from Record Store Day, so I snagged it. Remastered mono mix of Count 5, Psychotic Reaction. Yeah, it sounds great. I just wish that they would use the mixes that were made by Bicycle Music Company a few years ago, where they actually kind of complete the songs like They're Gonna Get You, and doesn't have that awkward cut in the middle or stuff like that. But they do use the original mix of this, so that's pretty cool. Really nice condition. Obviously, it's brand new. Also scored this copy of Moby Grape's first album in stereo. It's the reissue cover, and it has the poster, but I actually hung up the poster because I wanted the poster for the longest time. So I believe in my last update I showed the mono one. Now I have the stereo one with the original inner sleeve. And the disc on it is really nice as well, so I've gotten really lucky with my Moby Grape finds recently. And finally scored Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues. Really nice condition copy of this, and it's one that I've wanted for a good long while. It has the original insert and the original inner sleeve, and overall it is really in excellent condition. Beautiful condition on this one, on Sire Records. And also scored this really nice promo copy of The Final Cut by Pink Floyd. This one has an actual really interesting insert that was only included in the promo copies. I'll show that in a second though. Here's the cover. Everything on it is excellent to near mint. Really, really beautiful condition on it. Has the original black inner sleeve. Here's the disc with the custom labels for side 1 and 2. And here's the insert. I'll keep it up for a second if you want to read it, or pause it and read it, but it's basically just saying that, like, yeah, Richard Wright left and we'll carry on and we're doing just fine, which wound up being just a big lie because then Roger Waters left, but, you know, still really nice to have a nice promo copy of that. Also got this one, which I surprisingly did not have. This is the Beatles with Tony Sheridan and some instrumentals by the Titans doing My Bonnie. Yeah, surprisingly, like I said, I didn't have this, but, you know, I found it at a really good price. So, you know, can't turn it down with the original inner. And it's a mono copy in beautiful condition. You know, the cover's like good plus VG on it conservatively, but the disc is like excellent near mint. I also scored this really interesting Taiwanese copy of Buffalo Springfield again. Let me take out the disc real quick. Of course, it's on one of those bag-style covers like what they used over there. And here's the disc, which I have in another inner sleeve on this black label, which is kind of like a rip-off of the Liberty label. But it's under, like, Large World Records, which is very interesting, to say the least. Scored this beautiful near mint copy of Headquarters by the Monkees and the Shrink. You never find them this nice. You always find these Monkees albums beat, and this one, just, the cover's white as can be. Nice tight shrink wrap on it, but not too tight. Cover on it's like disc on it is like near mint, you know. Not a single scratch to be seen on it. And yes, I need to give it a poly inner sleeve, but I'm still waiting for some to come in the mail. So. Also got this copy of the first Cactus album on Atco Records. Of course, Cactus was a supergroup. You know, members of Vanilla Fudge and Leaf Hound, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here's the disc on it in really solid condition, actually. It was a first time listen for me, and I really dug this album. It's got a lot of heavy blue jams on it, so really, really nice. Also got this copy of Lodger by David Bowie, which is one that I really, really needed for the collection, because I love this album, but, you know, I just don't feel like it's talked about as much as the rest of his other albums, especially since this is, like, the last one to be considered part of the Berlin trilogy. Really one of his best albums, in my opinion, and of course, like, near mint disc, and it's like a VG cover because someone wrote a letter S on it for some reason. So scored this Mickey Hart solo album called Rolling Thunder, and I had never listened to it before, so it was another first time listen for me. It's got a lot of like world music and Psych influences. Like, I'm not surprised by that, obviously, but still, it's a really solid album. Really, really solid album. And here's the disc. Yeah, green Warner Brother label. And it's got a few scuffs, so disc is like conservative VG. This one was really, really nice, and I'm going to be putting out a future video regarding this. Crawl and the Passion's So Tough by the Beach Boys with Pet Sounds as the second disc. Cover on it's a conservative VG, but the discs on both of them are near mint. So the Pet Sounds listen on this was really a treat, especially since they cut it in mono, just like the originals. And I have the original mono, and I actually did a comparison of them and a new remaster of it, and I'll be putting out my video about that later on. But it's kind of surprising which one sounds the best. And of course, like I said, really nice condition on it. We've got this copy of The Mighty Quinn by Manfred Mann. This is a Canadian first pressing on Mercury Records. It's another one, you know, VG condition. I got this Fillmore The Last Days box set from a dollar bin. It doesn't have any of the inserts like the booklet or the replica concert ticket. It's just the 3 records, and out of the 3 I'll just show you one because they all have the same label and everything. And this was a really solid listen as well, and of course it's annoyingly auto-coupled, so every single time you have to grab a new disc and put it on. Got an upgrade copy of Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. Really nice condition on this. Still don't have one with the poster, but I don't mind until, you know, I find one that does. This one is just in really solid condition, excuse me. Really nice VG plus all around. Also scored this copy of Greatest by Johnny Cash. This is an original pressing on Sun Records, you know, VG all around condition. Yeah, really nice to have. Real heavy vinyl on it too. These 3 I scored from a thrift store. Great Jazz Records. This is Jimmy Smith, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Really nice condition on the Black Verve label. The disc on it's like, you know, excellent for all of these. Also got From Members Only by the Shirley Scott Trio. This one is on Impulse. Really, really nice condition for these jazz ones. Really happy to have found them. Everybody Loves a Lover by Shirley Scott. Really, really nice condition on these. The Modern Jazz Quartet, Blues at Carnegie Hall. Add the disc in the back, this one as well, Blue Phillips label, VG Plus disc, and a, you know, VG all-around cover. This is a Holland copy of Roland Kirk. I forgot what it's called. Now Please Don't You Cry, Beautiful Edith. This is a great jazz record as well. This is another one on the Black Verve label. Also got Land of the Midnight Sun by Al Di Meola on the Columbia label, VG Plus all around. Sam Cooke, Hits of the 50s. This is an original stereo copy on RCA Victor with the original inner. The disc on it's like good plus, but hey, it's an original stereo copy, and I honestly didn't have any Sam Cooke before this, so can't complain. And last but not least, I got El Dorado by Electric Light Orchestra, again from a thrift store, and this one is excellent all around. So now I'd like to go and show my 45s. I got the picture sleeve for Ringo's theme, This Boy, with And I Love Her. This is an original, and it's not an easy picture sleeve to come by whatsoever. And there it is, and it's on the United Artists label right there. I finally got an original She Loves You on the Swan label. Not in too bad a condition either. This third one I have wrapped up, so I have to open it, but it's basically Rhino Records has those promotional 7 inches that they're giving out with random dialogue from Woodstock about mentioning, you know, acid and not climbing on pillars. And this is exactly what it is. I just have it, you know, wrapped up in the bandana like it was when I got it. And it comes in this custom picture sleeve, and it's on colored vinyl, and it's a promo, not for sale. So really cool green vinyl on that, and I know they have different colors as well. And the last thing I would like to show for singles before I move on to 8-tracks and cassettes is this Velvet Underground singles box that I've been eyeing for the longest time that I finally got because I wanted it for the longest, and oh boy, it's packaged pretty well. It was sealed when I got it, but you can't keep stuff like this in the shrink, sadly, for the way it opens, so I put the hype sticker in the box. It also includes plenty of little inserts, like this little leaflet with, you know, write-ups about the songs and stuff, and cool little artifacts of the time. This interesting little postcard. And then it brings you to the singles, which doesn't go up to anything from Loaded. The farthest that this goes up to is their third album, so let me show these. They replicate promo labels. This first one is All Tomorrow's Parties and I'll Be Your Mirror. And none of these are on colored vinyl, it's just the black vinyl versions, and you can see what I mean when they do a really good job replicating these labels. So, All Tomorrow's Parties and I'll Be Your Mirror. Sunday Morning with Femme Fatale, and again, these are promo copies. This is one that I don't think was ever released. It's White Light, White Heat with Here She Comes Now. It was like a planned single, but I think the version that actually did come out was Light, White, White Heat with I Heard Her Call My Name on the B-side. And then another planned single that didn't come out, Temptation Inside Your Heart and Stephanie Says. This one did come out, What Goes On with Jesus. And then this promo only 7-inch that's supposed to have like one of the rarest picture sleeves ever. And it's basically just the same thing on both sides. It's random little snippets of the album and talking, so that's real interesting. And let me go on to these 8 tracks now. Led Zeppelin 1 with the slipcase in really nice condition. Oh, here's the spine on it. I also got Mountain Climbing in really nice condition with the slipcase as well on a green cart. I also got In Search of the Lost Chord by the Moody Blues as an upgrade, really nice condition on it with the slipcase as well. Rare Psych one right here, the Millennium Begin, orange Columbia cart with the slipcase. Magic Christian Music by Badfinger in the slipcase and the shrink. Another really rare one, David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World. This isn't the original slipcase, I don't have it, but it just fits it, so yeah, original release of that. That's not one you find too often. Another rare one, Kinks, Arthur, The Decline and Fall of the British Empire. Original release of that. Lord Such and Heavy Friends with the slipcase as well. Lord Such's second album, I forgot what it's called, Hands of Jack the Ripper. Quad release of Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream. Otis Redding live in Europe. Led Zeppelin 2. Sunshine and Shadows, Ars Nova. Tommy by The Who with the slipcase. Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round by, I think it's Money Go Round by the Kinks. This is just the Easy Rider soundtrack, but it's, you know, hell of a soundtrack. Who doesn't have it? This is a comp by the Hourglass, which was Greg and Dwayne Allman's band before the Allman Brothers, and this basically compiles the 2 albums they put out under that name. Columbia Record Club release of why did I say 2 versions? Double Fantasy by John and Yoko. The third album by the Nazz. Ball by Iron Butterfly. The Greatest Hits of Eric Burdon and the Animals. This one I was really excited to get. This is Bang. This is their first album. Wanted this for a long time. Retrospective, The Best of Buffalo Springfield. A Canadian copy of Killin' House by Fleetwood Mac. It's Illinois Speed Press. I haven't listened to this one yet, to be honest. So I'll give that a listen tonight, actually. Crazy Horse Loose. This is their second album, under that name at least. This one was a really big disappointment. I was expecting so much from it because of the way it looks and sounds. The Savage Rose, Your Daily Gift. I really do not like this album. I really do not like this album. Okay, so done with that. Transformer by Lou Reed with the slipcase in really nice condition. Canadian pressing of Hunky Dory by David Bowie with the slipcase. Black Sabbath Volume 4, kind of tattered, but still sounds good. Grateful Dead, Live Dead. Grateful Dead, Steal Your Face. And Black Sabbath Mob Rules. And let me grab those 2 cassettes over here. And these are the only 2 cassettes I got. This one's interesting. Talking Heads 2-on-1 with Talking Heads 77 and more songs about buildings and food. And it opens up like a pack of cigarettes like this, and then you just pull your cassette out like that. So that's real interesting. And I also got The Doors, Soft Parade. I don't know how I forgot what this was called. It's probably my least favorite Doors album, but still. I do want to thank you all for watching, and again, I really appreciate the support that you guys give me. I really appreciate everything. So thank you so much for watching. Peace and love to all of you.